Just a couple memories I'd like to share with you guys. My sophomore year, we were about to get on the bus to go to Lubbock playing Texas Tech, and I got a phone call from my family, and my grandfather had passed away, my mom's father. And that whole side of the family's from Temple, just right down the road. And I talked to him on the phone, and he was like, you know what, you need to get on that bus. You know, Grandpa would want you to be there. He'd want you to play. So sure enough, I hopped on the bus. We drove up to Lubbock, and I pitched that night, that Friday night game. And wouldn't you know it, complete game win. I got a couple knocks. And, you know, I know he was looking down on me that night. And it was just something I'll never forget. And Coach Smith, Coach Jennings, and Coach Thompson really, really helped me through that experience. So thank you. I would like to give a special thanks to my late grandfather, James Jennings, who's upstairs with the big guy right now watching down on us. And he helped me out a lot through my Baylor experience, so thank you. Let's see. You guys have seen the Wizard of Oz, right? All right. After my freshman year, I moved into an apartment, a little bit off campus, and I was like, I need a bike, all right? So I tell my grandfather, I probably could use a bike for school, ride to class and stuff. It's kind of a long walk. He's like, I got one. Don't worry about it. You can have mine. So I go to his house. I go in the garage. It's the bike from the Wicked Witch of the West rode in The Wizard of Oz. I think he rode it when he was in school, but it was me. And I'm glad Kelly and I were together at the time because I had no chance of picking up anybody riding that bike on campus. So that was a good one. Coach Smith hates this story, but I'm going to tell it. Sophomore year, John knows what I'm talking about. We're in Gainesville, Florida. It's 197 degrees, and we're down to our last game. If we lose, we're out. We're done for the season. It's the regional tournament, and it's my turn to pitch. So sure enough, ninth inning comes around, and I'm on 163 pitches. Thank goodness this guy pops it up to the outfield. I'm about passed out on the mound, but thank you, Coach Smith, for that. Let's see. We had a bus catch on fire on the way to Arkansas. Spring break. Everybody's looking forward to spring break. What do? We drive to Arkansas where it's snowing. Our bus catches on fire. The whole team is inside of a shed on the side of the road, huddled together singing "The Roof is on Fire." We're the only team in school history to win 50 games. That was in 1999. That was the most special year I've ever had in my life with those guys and the way we performed that year. Let's see. I had the flu my sophomore year. We went to Kansas. Flew up to Kansas. I had the flu. And I was closing at the time, and we had a doubleheader. I lost both games of the doubleheader. I got walked off from the first game, and the second game, we had an error. Probably not an error. I made a mad pitch, I'm sure. But lost 2 games in the same day, so that was good. Let's see. From Lincoln, Nebraska, we had a flight back to Waco. We flew through Hurricane Waco or something in those little bitty private jet thingies with 12 seats. And I tell you what, we were down to our skivvies because we were sweating bullets on that plane thinking that was it. We were done. We were going down. We were saying prayers. So looking back at the back of the plane, and Coach Smith will appreciate this, but seeing Matthew Markham in his underwear is something I will never forget. 3 memories stand out in the best, and this is my 3 best. Coach Jonigan, we had to run this 6:15 mile, all right, and I was blessed to play ball and with a strong arm, but I think when God got to my legs and my foot speed on my little checklist, he just skipped right over it because I have none. I could not make this mile run, all right? They put the fear of God in us when we went home for Christmas break. They were like, when you come back, first day we're running this mile. If you don't make it, you're not allowed on the field. So what do? Every day for a month straight back in Mesquite, Texas, I'm running around my neighborhood with a little stopwatch on. And so what do? We come back, 6:32, and I'm about to throw up on the side of the road. We ran it actually out here in the parking lot outside the Farrell Center, just around some light poles. I don't know how they knew it was a mile exactly, but somehow they did. But so sure enough, the next day I had to come back and run it. It was like 3 of us didn't make it. Well, by day 4, it was me and Coach Jonigan standing out there by ourselves. And it was me. I took off, and I come around that last little leg. He's screaming out my time. Come on, come on, come on. Sure enough, I crossed the finish line at 6:15 exactly. Well, there's no chance it was 6:15. I think he was just tired of seeing me out there. And my sophomore and junior year, we had to run it again. And, I came in like 6:40, 6:55 one year. They're like, Jennings, you're good. Just beat it. Um, my wife, Kelly, she had an apartment over on Sandstone Apartments. Some of you might know where that is. It's over kind of by Floyd Casey. I mustered up $300 to buy an engagement ring. I was going to do it. And it looked like something you got out of like a Chuck E. Cheese game or something, but it was special. So I hid the ring on the stem of a rose, put it in a bush outside of her apartments, all right? So we were about to go meet Preston Underdown, John Topolsky, some other guys for dinner. And she was looking for something to wear. Well, of course, you know women. She couldn't find anything to wear, so we weren't going to go. And I had to get her out of that apartment because her engagement ring was sitting at the bottom of the steps in a bush. So sure enough, I convinced her to get out of the house, and we go down to the bottom of the steps, and she's a little upset because she couldn't find anything to wear. She didn't want to go. But I showed her the rose. I was like, here's a rose for you. I hope it feels better, make you feel better. She took the rose out of my hand. I slid the ring off and dropped to a knee. Thank you very much. That was a great memory for me, and you know, it's special that it happened here in Waco where we spent so much time together. But my most special memory happened at Floyd Casey Stadium. One of our traditions was early morning running. It was the spring of my junior year, and we showed up before the sun came up over there, and I was waiting to get in the weight room because we had to go down to the football field to run our sprints. And sitting in my little blue Ford Ranger, it's pitch black, and you know, I thought to myself, I grew up in the church, but I didn't know Jesus the way I thought I did, or the way I thought I should. And I'd gotten a card from chapel here on campus that had a little prayer on the back, and I had it in my little glove compartment, and I don't know what it was. The time felt right. I pulled that card out, sitting all by myself in my truck, turned the radio down, and right there in that parking lot, I accepted Jesus into my heart. And if it wasn't for Baylor University and the experiences I had here, you know, I don't know if I would have come to that point. So, you know, Baylor gave me some great memories, but that one obviously being the most special. So, you know, just, I guess, thank you to my Baylor family, my family and friends here tonight, and just thank you to the city of Waco for giving me 3 of the greatest years of my life. Thank you.
Jason, thank you, and welcome into the Baylor Athletic Hall of Fame.